In part 2 of our Canadian road trip, we're leaving Banff and heading west towards British Columbia. And first up was the town of Field near Yoho National Park. And I don't think there was any way we could come to Canada without taking at least one photo of the Canadian Pacific Railway. After taking this shot of Mount Murchison, we made the first of several detours. This one being to Saskatchewan River crossing. We parked a few hundred meters up from the bridge and walked back along the road to get a brief glimpse of the view, to take in the turquoise waters which meandered through the valley. And in hindsight, it would have been worth allowing a bit more time so that we could wander a little further afield. We still had a few hours drive ahead of us before we got to our accommodation for the night. During this time we listened to a lot of classic rock radio, which seemed like the perfect soundtrack for the epic landscapes around us. And we also noticed that there were a lot of classic cars on the road, and they all seemed to be heading in the same direction. If you've seen any of the previous videos in this channel, you'll probably have noticed that classic cars are like the Hitchcock of Kodak Took My Money. They seem to make a cameo in every video. There's just dozens of vintage cars parked up, so we thought we'd take a little detour. Oh, look at that, that's pretty cool. Can I ask probably a silly question? We noticed a lot of amazing cars on the road today. There seems to be a lot of meetups. Is it a significant day? Or?
There's a really big car show on Saturday.
Okay. Oh, cool.
There's like hundreds down at the golf course.
Yeah.
So you just go through town out that way.
Okay.
Yeah, on Saturday.
Pretty cool, huh? This shot in particular is a great example of what I think portrait can do so well other than delivering great skin tones. I really like these rich reddish browns and the slightly muted greens of the grass. So, I wasn't actually intending to use half a roll of film on classic cars. This was supposed to be for landscapes, but maybe when we get into Revelstoke we'll pick up another roll of portrait. Never know, but definitely worth it, I think. Roughly halfway between Banff and Vancouver lies Shuswap Lake, our next destination. We arrived pretty late at night in total darkness, but woke to this incredible view. The light was superb, so it seemed like perfect time to load up the roll of Fujifilm Belvia 50 that I brought along. We intended to do some gentle hikes in the area, and so we came prepared with bear spray, which thankfully we did not need to use, although to be honest I was a bit disappointed not to have seen any bear from a safe distance at least. Although Kika did humour me with this impression of a tree climbing cub. So when we got to the waterfall, I spent some time lining up shots, but it just didn't feel like it was working out, and I actually left without taking a single photo, which doesn't make much sense in hindsight, especially as film is so cheap these days. And sometimes life isn't about taking photos. Usually it is, but sometimes it isn't. We got back to our accommodation and we met our hosts for the first time. And when we told them about the vintage cars that we'd seen in Radium, they told us that they had something that they wanted to show us. It turned out that our hosts had a spectacular Ford Thunderbird in the garage.
It's got power seats, it's got power windows, power brakes, power steering.
I think one of my favorite things about photography and this is particularly relevant to analog photography, but it also applies to things like classic cars or any niche interest, is that it creates an opportunity to have a conversation with someone, get to know someone, albeit briefly, who you may otherwise not have had that opportunity to connect with. So there's no bear in the boot eating off peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Revelstoke is a lively and pretty international community. It was actually created in the 1800s, like many towns which emerged when the Canadian Pacific Railway was built. It's hard to know how close we can get to that barrier. You want to bash it? Good. Nowadays, it's largely known for being a mountain resort town, and it attracts a lot of outdoor types. So I really like this shot taken by Kika. I think the BMX photo bomber in the foreground combined with Queen Anne revival style architecture really capture the feel of Revelstoke. There's a festival, a weekend festival on. It's like a festival of arts and culture and the family friend, very wholesome stuff. But it starts at 6 p.m, which is when things are starting to get a bit dark here. And I've run out of fast to film, so I went into a shop called Mountain Archives, which is a really cool shop where they sell vintage clothes, skateboards, vinyl records and analog photography stuff, and picked up a roll of Portrait 800 so that I can keep filming later on this evening. So another short hike, and this time we arrived at a waterfall and a school of salmon swimming upstream. There's a school of fish right at the bottom of this waterfall. Makes it a pretty tasty place for birds. I'd never actually seen wild salmon before, so this was a surprise to me and certainly a special moment. So much so that I wasn't too upset about misjudging my hop and landing ankle deep in the stream.
Why did you do that?
So the evening was upon us and it seemed like a great time to shoot more Velvia, hoping that the flat light could help with its limited dynamic range. To be honest, it didn't help that much, and the sky is completely blown out, and I think I should have metered for the highlights here. But luckily for me, I also took a few photos on the Fuji GFX that night, which came out a lot better. So this was our last day of the road trip, or at least the last day before it was time to start making the journey back towards Calgary, where we'd fly home from. And this meant it was time to start burning through some rolls of film. Kodak Gold's a really nice summer film, but it's also a really nice autumn film as well. There's a bit of sunlight.
Which we don't have today.
Which we don't have today. Loads of bits of flora and leaf debris have got into the bag, which is interesting. I hope to capture a sense of mystery here, with the long straight road disappearing into the foggy forest. When the sun finally came out, the shadow was cast on the road, which I think takes some of the attention away from the travelling vehicle. We're actually making our way back east towards Calgary, and we stopped off at Banff National Park. I'd really like to get this shot of this landscape here where there's a train track curving around the side of a creek and mountains in the background. It's quite a popular photo spot, so we'll see. We've waited about 15 minutes already. Maybe give it another 15 minutes, and if it doesn't turn up, I think we'll just go and get some poutine instead. Yeah, only another 15 minutes.
You think we're lucky?
Yeah.
After
2 hours?
that should be good.
But thankfully we did stick it out, and we were rewarded with the sights and sounds of the Canadian Pacific Railway racing through Morant's Curve. Best 2 hours so far. Joking aside, I'm actually really happy with how these photos turned out. And one of the highlights of this little detour wasn't so much capturing the train, but getting to meet and chat with a cyclist who was on his own epic adventure across Canada.
It's lunchtime now?
It's definitely lunchtime now. I'm starving. We're now back where we started at Shuswap Lake, and the reason for this is because when we got here and jumped in the lake, I took the thumb grip off my camera to put the radio mic on the hot shoe, and it wasn't until we got to our next destination that I realised it was missing. So we thought we'd just stop off here on the way back to the airport to see if we can find it. Not very hopeful, but we're passing anyway, so let's see. I'll give it a 20 to 25% chance of success. Remember where we got in, Kiko? Someone's lost a sock there. At least, oh, someone's lost 2 socks. It's better than losing one, actually. I think it was here somewhere. Further down. Yeah, it was past this. Maybe it was quite a lot further down. I just remembered that there was an ant's nest nearby, which is probably not there anymore. Was it here? Are you sure? I see it. Yeah, I see it. Look at that. Yeah.
I was lucky. Except it's a small little bit.
Dirt on there. Oh, fantastic.
You happy?
Yeah, these things are quite expensive. Right.
You want to go in for a dip again?
No, let's go. Before we lose anything else. Should we do a selfie?
Okay.
Okay. Ready? I don't know if you can. 3, 2, 1. It's a video, so. So that's about it for this video, and thank you for making it this far. I really appreciate the comments that have been left on the channel and previous videos, and also over on Instagram. It's a real testament to how friendly the film community is. So I'll just leave you with a few photos we took on our last evening in Calgary, and also a few photos of the sunrise taken from our hotel window. It really made the 5 AM alarm worth getting up for, and turned out to be some of my favourite photos of the whole trip. And I almost forgot, legend has it that train is still rolling through Morant's curve.